Hello everyone. Welcome to Super Coaching UPSC by Textbook. This is Venkatesh, your faculty for geography. As the last 15 days are approaching for the upcoming prelims 2024, I was thinking about giving you a certain perspective of what are the things which you need to concentrate and what are the things which you need to ignore in the next 15 days. As I was thinking about that, I was remembering about one dialogue from a famous movie, Om Shanti Om. कहते हैं अगर हम किसी चीज को दिल से चाहते हैं पूरा कायनात उसको मिलाने के लिए लग जाती है, राइट? if you really wish a certain thing truly, definitely the whole world will try to help you. I would wonder, how does the world help us, right? There are so many ways. First, before we try to think about the world and all, what are we doing? And as the exam approaches, what is the mindset which we need to have? Yes, there is a certain template and a mindset which we all need when you go into this rigorous preparation process. But in the last 15 days, what should be the mindset? What is the winner mindset? What are the things they need to take care of? I have been observing, I have been into this civil services field as an aspirant and a student now for a decent number of time, where my experiences would always try to help you. That is the reason why I'm here. So even me as a aspirant, I have done around some kind of mistakes, right? I don't want you to repeat those kind of things, but definitely I want you to learn about these kind of things. Just a minute. Okay. So definitely I want you to learn certain things. I want you to, remember around certain aspects. One of the major thing, the winner's mindset, when they try to do is they try to take even small things very, very carefully. I have seen that such small things have been very, very important at the last 15 days for them to be very, very active. For example, remember the first thing I'm trying to tell you here, adjusting your body clock. What is your body clock? Until now, there are some night owls, right? We know certain people who love to read around in the late nights, maybe because your family circumstances or the situation in your family and all definitely is there. Try to change your body clock now. This is the perfect time. In fact, until now, we need consistency of hours that is needed. From now onwards, we need to adjust our body clock according to the needs of the exam. For example, imagine many of you are reading in the night and sleeping until 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. This should not be happening right now. You have to adjust your clock with respect to the timings of the UPSC. Often, what happens is, if you don't adjust, one negative impact which might happen is, see, by now you should have realized this. Even I used to have certain kinds of thing. You divide your day into multiple slots. And as you revise and you study, you will get to know that one of the aspect of devising the day into multiple slots, one of the thing I have observed is there are certain phases of time frame where I am doing really well. For example, morning slot, evening slot, late night slot and all, different slots. I am doing very well at a certain slot. Now, if that slot is there because if the slot happens to be late night, we would all like to continue that because ultimately we are in the race of competition, wanted to learn and all, right? Right? I mean, do you agree with this? Yes. Good afternoon, Lalita. I hope you are able to get my point here, right? You're all in this kind of a time scale, and definitely when we divide this day into slots, and the slot happens to be a late night, we are not adjusting to the needs of the exam now. Now that as the exam approaches, it takes around at least around 10 days of time, for the body to adjust to a new clock now. For example, uh, whenever I used to prepare MCQs at the first attempt and the second attempt, I used to prepare in the late nights because that is mind was working very, very actively at that point of time, 9 to 10, 9 to 11 and all in the night, not AM, PM. right? But later on, I never used to study such kind of things in the mornings. In fact, I used to have a good breakfast, and after that, there are so many days where I used to sleep as an aspirant during the time of 9 to 11. That is definitely not advisable now. Why? Imagine you go to the exam. You write your exam at around 9 to 11 o'clock. I want every aspect of your body to be focusing on the exam, to be focusing on the MCQ. When are the things you will be getting that MCQs? You will be getting that between 9 to 11 9:30 to 11:30. Then why do you think that you have to adjust your clock very well to that scale? If you are preparing in that slot, if you are trying to adjust that, now in the mornings you have to be very active. That has to be your best thing. Push yourself continuously, adjust your body clock according to the needs of the exam. Wake up very early in the morning, maybe 6 7 o'clock by now, and by 9:30 to 11:30 should be your peak activity of mental thought process. That is how you adjust. Whether it is your breakfast, your eating habits, whatever, adjust it accordingly so that your mind is, working very quickly at between 9:30 to 11:30. That is your first aspect, the do, must and should. Then as you do this, another small thing as I was trying to tell you, attempting mocks and all, once again, this is a very personal choice and all. This is a personal choice. Definitely the last 7 days, 5 to 7 days, no mocks. Maybe in the next 5 days to 7 days, you can practice some MCQs, some mock tests. At what time? 9:30. Exactly at 9:30 in the morning, not PM, AM, right? Right. Okay, just a minute. Am I audible to you? Yes, good afternoon, all of you again. There was some kind of a power issue. Let me start. Let me continue the session now. Yeah. So, right. Then the next important thing. Okay. The next important thing is, practicing some MCQs. MCQs exactly at around in the time of 9:30. Just a minute. Yeah. Is it buffering again? Then the next important thing. Is it buffering still? Right. I think now it's okay. Now it's all good. Right. So as I was saying, after you once you get your body clock right, waking up early now, continuous being active at exactly at the time of the exam, at around 9:30 to, at around 9:30 and all in the morning, start practicing some MCQs. take around, say something like, what you do. Starting from MCQs. For example, if you do some MCQs, say between, you take PYQs itself. You take between the time frame of, 2017 to 2023, last 5 to 6 years. Okay. Or else you take some subjects like, polity, history, geography. Now every subject has around certain important, dynamic elements, certain important elements which are very, very necessary for our exam. Can you tell me some important topics out of polity? Right? Can you tell me some important aspects of polity? Say, be it the fundamental rights, be it the parliament, okay, be it around the Supreme Court, okay, be it around, the central state relations, or sometimes even the Article 6th schedule, these kind of things. Say, from the point of view of history, the freedom fighters, the important, what do you say, some kind of, freedom fighters in their role. You can talk about, certain important peasant movements, socio-religious reform movements. You can talk about geography, mapping aspect in the current era of minerals and all. You take certain aspects and try to practice them. Say mappings of geography, say history, as I told you about certain elements, Buddhism, culture, polity about these things, and practice MCQs. At what time? 9:30, 9:30 to 10:30, 11 o'clock, so that you are always associated with these kind of things. And another thing, at the same time, dump around certain kinds of things. You need around certain things like good amount of food, have fruits, especially things like banana, which will help you, right? Not every day dumping like a, not supplement with your decent amount of good fruits. There is decent amount of glucose in it, there is decent amount of, good energy to you, and at the same time even some kind of a stability. So that is very, very needed for you, right? Then as you move forward, once you start practicing your MCQs exactly at this time frame, your body clock is adjusted. Next important aspect, simulation. What is simulation? Right? What is simulation? Simulation is, you all are writing this exam in the month of, the exam is on June 16th. What time of the year is it for your area? Are you, many of you write from Delhi? If that is the case, if you see the North India, you will have decent amount of heat. Yes, by June 16, the heat might reduce in certain areas, but there would be heat. Simulate the heat conditions. I mean, I'm not asking you to go out in the sun and try to, get dehydrated. Definitely not. What I'm trying to tell you is, don't live in the AC rooms of your study rooms, library rooms. Come out of them, go to non-AC section, especially of this time frame, so that your mindset, your body and all is aligned. Once it is aligned, your mind is now, it is working at a full good scale, in tune with the need of the exam. On the day of the exam, you will not have any challenges. Say a sweaty mindset, for example, imagine there is so much amount of sweat. If that is the case, then how are you handling it? You sit under the fan. Are we connected now? Hey, yaar, what is this happening today? Just a minute again. Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay. There is some kind of a connectivity issue here. Okay, now it is resolved. Okay. Right. Now, as I was trying to tell you, you simulate your conditions. For example, if you are from, especially from North India, June 16th happens to be part of the summer. So, use your present non-AC library rooms. Don't sit much in the ACs and try to prepare. This is very much needed so that on the day of the exam, I want you see, what is the first statement I have told you at the time of this session? What is the first statement I have told you? If you really want a certain thing, the whole universe will try to help you. Then how much your mind, body is trying to help you. I want each part of your cell to be working towards only one aspect. What is that? Exam. Exam, trying to do very well at that time frame. How you can do that? You can adjust your mindset in such a way that there is no kinds of disturbance with respect to, my body is too much sweating. Don't tell me these kind of things. Your body is adjusted to it. Your body is adjusted to the time frame of 9:30 to 11:30 and all these kind of things. This is very, very important. Right? हनु हिंदी तो आता है भाई. आता है. हिंदी में बोल सकता हूँ, सारे चीज कर सकते हैं, बट I'm giving you around certain time frames. I'm been, talking about the English batch, giving lessons to the English students and all. That's why I'm trying to tell that. As of now, I'm confined to this section. That's why I'm trying to do that. हिंदी में बोल सकते हैं, हिंदी में भी ये सारी चीज कह सकते हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. ठीक है, चलो. So come back to the topic. Right. So come back to the topic. As you are saying, the simulation is very, very important so that your sweating and all these things are done. And so that during the time of the exam, I don't want you to miss at least 2 to 3 MCQs through these kind of ideas. Once you do this, the next important thing we all need to have is when you do your mocks, you should be able to analyze what are your uh, basic strengths, which kind of questions are you able to doing it, are you doing your silly mistakes, is this is a very, very random question. Okay, try to see it. Now that you have already done that, don't analyze the random questions and all. Only if you are able to do some MCQs, don't question yourself your random questions and all. Learn out of that. Do only worry about the silly aspects. You should not do such kind of blunders. Often some of the people, what do they do? OMR sheeting. OMR sheet, bubbling, there might be a challenge. Often what do they do? First question, marking second question in the bubbling. Once you shift on the papers, that comes the challenges. Don't do such kind of things. Practice even some kind of bubbling so that you are never doing silly mistakes. Concentrate on your strengths, weaknesses, understand you a lot better so that at the day of the exam, if there is a difficult question and you need to take a calculative guess, you should understand what is your strength, which subject is your strength, which topics are your strength in which subject. For example, some of you might not be good at mapping. Don't take a calculative guesswork on mapping. Some of you are really good at understanding about polity. Then take a calculative guesswork based on your deep understanding of the topic. So like that, take a calculative guesswork. So if you understand your basic strengths, calculative guessworks. would be easier for you to understand. By the time of the exam, go and do this kind of thing. Then approach the exam, right? Then as you move forward, right? Then as you move forward, the next aspect I want you to go, this is very, very important. The last 15 days, be yourself. You might have seen different kinds of mindsets, people. You can see here Virat Kohli, who is pumped up always, right? Pumped up, always aggressive in nature. That might suit him. That might suit certain people, him or her here, right? Then there are certain people who are calm by nature. It is you, your mindset, which has to help you. For example, if you are pumped up and all, that pumped up attitude, that thing, that has to be done, that has to be shown. So what we are trying to tell you is, don't worry about so many things. Be yourself. Whatever you have been, whatever you are until now, that itself is what you are, and try to make use the best use of your abilities. That's what my idea here, showcasing the fire versus ice. So I'm trying to here talking about having your best ability on the day of the exam, right? Then as you move forward, the next aspect, this is very, very important. Many of you have given so much amount of time for this exam, some years, some maybe with the last 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Whatever you have accumulated your knowledge, your accumulation of knowledge, which has happened over a period of time, revise them, especially all the static portion. Take the topics. Now you know, for example, just now I told you polity, which topics to handle, economy, which subjects to handle, which topics to be identified, geography, which topics to identified. You have done enough MCQs, you have done enough static portion. Try to revise them. What do you revise? The static, most important areas, most key areas, right? The static one, you can talk about, even revise the MCQ revision. Revise certain MCQs. For example, imagine as you read certain, whatever the practice you have done until now, there are some very interesting questions you have done that. Revise them. Then also, another aspect, CSAT. Maybe you need not do it every day, but do it alternative days, CSATs. On one day you do the quantitative ability. On one day you talk about the English passages, the general reasoning, right? Mathematics, whatever you divide that into multiple time frames and try to answer it. Practice them. For this, whether you can take about the selective, the mocks which are provided to you, or else even the PYQs. PYQs will be also useful, so as the mocks which you have already done that. Do that. Right? So once you do these kind of things, revisions, CSAT, your static portion, don't worry about the new things. Don't worry about the latest current affairs. May PT 365 kar dunga, 465 kar dunga, all those kind of things. Don't worry about that. Revise the things which you have done it now. At the most, maybe 45 minutes, in a day. In a day, you can give it for time frame for new topics. But whatever the old topics are there, I want you to concentrate on these kind of things like anything. This is very, very important, right? Okay, got it all of you? Got this? Right? As you move forward, the next important aspect, array, what happened to this fellow? Hanu, keep quiet in your messages. Stop this rubbish. Okay, concentrate or stop this rubbish, definitely. Another important thing, see, this last 15 days is not the time for your self-doubts. The key aspect, self-belief, confidence is very, very important. You are having some kind of a confidence issues at this point of time, definitely that is not desirable. It's okay. It's okay that you haven't covered certain aspects. It's okay that you don't know certain aspects. It's okay that you might not be confident about this exam. That is natural. Everyone will go through these phases. Everyone, it is not possible that everything is known to everyone. There will be always certain things which are not known to certain people. Every subject, every person would be having it, right? It's okay. Don't worry about that. If you are having some kind of a trouble about your confidence, I will tell you one thing. Have a 2-day good 2-day schedule. Throw the phone away. Okay. Don't open your phone at least for a slot of 3 hours. In the exam, you are supposed to read. You can be sitting in the exam for 2.5, 3 hours without worrying about your phone and all. Definitely, you can do that. Sit for 3, 4 hours. Okay, need not be the Pomodoro technique, half an hour, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, and all. Those are not needed now. You can even have a good slot for 2 to 3 hours. Divide the day for 2 days. For a 2 days, prepare a schedule. Divide into multiple slots, say at least around 3 slots per day. 3 slots per day. Okay, at least it's each slot of 3 hours. Okay, so an example 9 to 12, 2 to 5, say 6 to 9. Sleep by 10 o'clock. Or you can say 8 to 11, 8 to 11, 1 hour of break, 12 to, you can have a 1 hour of break, then you can read again. Whatever, you can divide your day into 3 slots. Stick to this slot. Don't leave this slot. Prepare very well. Work on this. Then automatically you will be focusing on where you think. Right? Right? Once you do this 2-day schedule, do this kind of thing. Whatever the doubts you have, you will not be focusing on these doubts, rather than you are working hard. See, no matter how many people you listen and all, it all boils down to the hard work. See, it's not just about being confident and having that self-belief. Sometimes, if you don't have the self-confidence, if you don't have that confidence and the self-belief and all, how to get that is also very much needed. How you can get that? Just don't worry about anything. Divide the days into 3, 4 slots. Only worry about, am I reaching this slot or not? For example, in one of the slot, I decided that I would be studying science and technology. Another slot, I'll be deciding that I will do CSAT. Next topic, I'll do environment. Worry about only those things. Bhaad mein jaye bagi job. To hell with remaining things. Only about that slot, the outcome of that slot. That's it. Do this consistently for 3, 4 days. I would see where is your self-doubt. Your self-doubt will be running away. At least you will be neutral. I would not say that you will be dominant, confident and all. At least you will be neutral. Lack of self-belief, lack of confidence is a very, very, very negative thing to have. When the D-Day approaches, you have to look forward the D-Day. That is the winner's mindset. I've seen people, sports persons, how do they visualize on the day of the exam? What I need to do? Visualizing. Yeah, I would do this, that and all. They will be visualizing. In fact, they have repeated the same thing 10, 15 times by the time of the exam. So on the day of the exam, they know what to do. They know that this is the thing which is negative to me. I would not do this. Visualization is the key. So what is the thing for you? Visualize. Yeah, on this day of the exam, I will be doing this. This is what I will be doing. Okay, first question, I will be doing this, that. This is the order and all these things. Occasionally, UPSC will throw me some bounces. How to tackle these bounces? How to tackle these difficult questions? Everything. You should be ready with this. Once you are ready with these kind of things, that is when the magic will begin. That is when the universe will start helping you. How? Maybe the topics which you have studied. There are so many questions which are coming there. Maybe certain topics which you are so here and there, having this doubt. something would help you mentally, so that will help you to cross this exam. Many of you sometimes lose this exam by 3-4 marks, 3-4 marks, 2 to 3 questions. You will be lucky if those 2 to 3 questions you'll be able to answer once you have this kind of a ritual which I am trying to tell you. Right? Right? Got it? All of you. This is what I want you to focus on it. Are you able to get this point? So look at these key aspects. Being confident, having the ability of controlling yourself. If you cannot control yourself, who would you control? If you don't have the self-belief, who would you have that self-belief? You have your loved ones, you had your parents, you would have your brothers, sisters, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever it is. You might have your self-beliefs. That is there. Husbands, wife, for some people, whatever. Self-belief is needed. Yes. There is a support of all this your loved ones. You also have your support of me. You have the support of Venkateshwar. You have the support of your faculties. Have that belief. This positive energy is what will drive you towards things. Anyone who doesn't have a belief on you, who always has negative annotations to you, go away from them. This is not the time to think over them. Okay, you can talk about, you can leave them. You talk about, see, there's a general aspect, reality touch, okay, or telling you the reality, understand, helping you to go up in life. There are so many different things. This is the time of being calm, stable, whatever you are, utilize this and try to make the best of the abilities. If there is a need for reality check, we will do that reality check after the exam, not now. These are the aspects which we need to focus upon. Once you do this confidence is, once you get that, my favorite thing, it is not just about the physical health, it is the mental wellness. How mentally tough are you? How you are able to, how are you able to handle the anxiety, the stress which is coming out of this exam? I want you to concentrate upon those aspects. Once you have your mental ability very well, and also not just that, even the physical ability. For example, the food you eat, the sleep patterns, these are very, very important right now. I don't want you to get into eat some kind of a masala and all those kind of things, get your body impacted by this, and thereby you are having some kind of dehydration challenges, okay, some kind of food adulteration challenges at the time of the exam, especially the last 7 days. Simple, easy, digestible food, no masalas, no maggies, right, no maida and all those kind of things. Focus on simple digestible food which is helpful for the body, not for your mind, right? Do that so that you will not be having negative impact. Then you have a good amount of sleep. 7 to 8 hours of sleep is very much needed. Your physical health maintenance plus your confidence and your mental health, that would do wonders on the day of the exam, right? I hope. Sharing Tamang, I hope you are able to get that. Gayatri, Lalita, are you following? Are you following? Huh? Right? All these aspects, the do's and the don'ts, are very, very important. Right? These are the simple aspects, the mental well-being, all those things. So what is the outcome for you? If you see it, what are the do's? What are the do's? Adjust your body clock, okay, to the requirements of the timings of the exam. Okay, this is very, very important. Second aspect I'm trying to tell you, simulate the exam conditions. Simulate exam conditions. Key aspects, revise. Revise what you are having, whatever you have you been accumulating in the last few years. Definitely the don'ts, no new topics, only the existing ones. Still, if you have some anxiety that I wanted to do the new topic and all those kind of things, maybe 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day, new topic, but more about revisions. You have to focus on these things. Then, no, no street food. Simple foods which are easily digestible. Focus on that now. The last 7 days. Be hydrated. All this mental health, physical health, being confident, right? The most important thing, confidence, self-belief. All these things are very, very important for you to clear this exam. These are all the examples which I'm trying to get it, from my experience of observing so many aspirants, my understanding about the winning mindset needed, and all this, and my personal experience, right? So all these are very important. I will try to end this with one thing. See, when during my school days, the first thing I learned about a winner's mindset. There was one Pakistan versus India match, cricket match. Sachin Tendulkar was the player. He was preparing for this match. Very important. You all know India Pakistan matches usually tends to be very, very big because of the hype and the historical relationship between the two countries. Because of that, there was a decent hype. He was thinking about this game. What did he say? He said that I was visualizing on the day of the exam, on the day of the match, with so many people, the shouting and all these things, bowler coming up and all. He visualized it. I have seen the same thing being spoken about multiple athletes. Virat Kohli also said the same thing about Australian players, that whenever I wanted to go to Australia, I have seen that I have mentally visualized all these kind of things. Also, I've seen these players, they are too much focused upon what they wanted to do. And I've seen Sachin Tendulkar not taking any kind of, he's a food lover. Sachin Tendulkar, food lover. He decided that before the day, as the days leading to the main match, he decided not to eat any kind of masalas, simple food which is easily digestible, and all those kind of things, so that he's always removing all the toxicity out of the body, be it the physical toxicity or the other toxins available in the body. He has made it sure that this is the winning mindset. You need to have this winning mindset. Be it understanding about small things which make the eventual success, being courage, be having the discipline, having the ability of controlling your own thoughts so that there is not much negative anxiety. Yes, being anxious is okay, but you have the ability of coming out of anxiety is very much needed. I'm not saying that you should not get anxiety. If you get that, how to come out of that? If you are having self-doubt, how to come out of that? Those are the things which are very things. In fact, another thing, remember the best day of your life until now. Remember the best day of your preparation. What made you to think that? What is the mindset which led to that day? Think about those things. That is when you will find the good things happening to you, right? Eventually, good things will happen to you as long as you are willing to put your efforts. You do your efforts, manasa, vacha, karmana, right? With your whole heart, with your thought process, with your dedication, with your all the three aspects, okay? You do that. Ichha Shakti, that's what they say, no? Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, all those kind of things, right? Ichha, wish, Kriya, your work, right? You do all these kind of things, you would see the results like anything. That's it then, all of you. You can get this PDF file, from my Telegram channel. Okay, you can get this from the Telegram channel, get from that, and you can subscribe to this channel. It's one more point before the subscription and all these things. If you really have a doubt, you need to talk to me. I will be starting a poll in the Telegram channel. You can drop your message. I would be more than happy to assist you, right? So definitely, if there is anything needed personally, we need to talk. I am here to help you mentally. Ultimately, we all are here for you to clear this exam, achieve your dreams. Right then, all of you, thank you. We'll see you again next time with some more interesting things. Until then, have a good time. Take care of yourself. Jai Hind.